Everything is quiet. Too quiet. Maxton Hall stands still, like it's holding its breath waiting for the final storm that's about to hit. Ruby and James, harder than ever before, the halls of Maxton Hall sit in silence, as if they remember every secret whispered within their walls. Soft footsteps echo in the empty corridors, but no one is there. The camera glides slowly past old classrooms, dusty trophies, and familiar corners where memories still live. The place feels heavy, almost alive, watching everything unfold from the shadows. A cold breeze slips through the open window, shaking a single sheet of paper on a desk. It rattles like a warning. As the camera moves, we see the grand entrance of the school, dark and quiet, as if the building itself knows a final chapter is about to begin. Soft, emotional music rises in the background, slow, haunting, filled with tension. This is not just another season. This is the end. The moment where all the choices, all the mistakes, and all the hidden truths finally come together. A spotlight falls on the empty staircase where Ruby once walked, uncertain but hopeful. Another shot reveals the garden where James once pretended he didn't care. Every place we see feels like a memory waiting to speak again. But this time, everything feels different, heavier, unfinished. The light fades slowly, as if the world inside Maxton Hall is preparing for the last, most painful story it will ever tell. This is where love was found. This is where hearts were broken, and now, this is where the final reckoning begins. The music tightens, a soft pulse under every frame. It feels like the calm before a storm that no one is ready for. A storm that will force Ruby and James to face the truth they've been running from since the very beginning, because in the quiet halls of Maxton Hall, the end has already begun. The silence of Maxton Hall slowly melts into memories, and each one hits like a wave. Ruby's voice once echoed through these halls, quiet, unsure, but full of determination. She arrived with nothing but dreams, hoping to survive in a world built for people far richer, louder, and more powerful than her. The camera flashes to moments where she stood alone, heart racing, fighting for her place in a school that never expected her to rise. Then comes James, cold, confident, untouchable. His life was perfect on the outside, but chaos lived behind his eyes. When Ruby walked into his world, everything he controlled began to fall apart. We see fast cuts of their first clashes, their arguments, the spark neither of them wanted to admit. The memories rush by like wind. Ruby shouting at him, James trying to push her away, both pretending they didn't feel something real growing between them. But the past wasn't just about love. It was wrapped in secrets, dark, dangerous ones. Ruby discovering the truth about James's family. James trying to protect her from the weight of his world. The screen flashes with scenes of heartbreak, Ruby crying alone, James punching walls, their connection breaking apart, only to pull them back together again. We revisit their stolen moments, quiet laughs in empty rooms. Gentle touches, promises whispered when the world wasn't watching. They loved each other deeply, but every step forward came with a price. Every truth they uncovered tore a little more of their hearts away. The pace of the visuals picks up. A slammed door. A painful goodbye. Ruby choosing her future. James losing everything he thought he could control. Every memory reminds us that their story has never been simple. It's been a fight against fear, against lies, against their own hearts. The music grows heavier, reminding us of one truth: everything they've been through. Every moment that broke them, every moment that healed them, has led them to the final season, the place where the past can no longer be ignored, because it's about to decide their future. The memories fade, and the screen shifts to a colder, sharper world. Something is changing inside Maxton Hall, and it's impossible to ignore. Doors slam shut without a single person in sight. Papers scatter across classroom floors. The air feels tense, as if the school itself senses what Ruby and James are about to face. A soft, uneasy sound fills the background like a heartbeat growing faster. Because this is where everything begins to break, Ruby stands again at the edge of a choice she never wanted to make. Her world has grown bigger, new chances, new dreams, but so have her fears. Each step she takes feels heavier, as if the truth is pulling her backward. She knows something dark is hiding beneath the surface, something James has kept from her. And the closer she gets to the truth, the more dangerous it becomes. James, on the other hand, is spiraling. His face flashes across the screen-tired eyes, clenched fists, a boy trapped between loyalty and love. The legacy he was born into is finally cracking open, exposing secrets powerful enough to destroy everything. His father's shadow hangs over him, colder and darker than ever before. James knows the truth could cost him Ruby, but hiding it could destroy her. Quick cuts flash like lightning, Ruby reading something that shocks her. James shouting at someone off-screen. A friend slamming a locker shut, warning them to stop digging. A teacher watching them with worry, maybe fear. The world around them is tightening, pulling them into a storm neither of them is ready for. As the music intensifies, the narrator's tone becomes sharper. Every secret they uncover brings them closer to a truth that could break everything. Ruby and James are no longer fighting each other, they're fighting the weight of their own lives. The pressure. The fear. The fear of losing everything they've held on to for so long, yet underneath all the chaos, their connection still pulls them together, stronger than either of them understands. But love alone won't save them this time. Not when the truth is bigger than both of them. Not when the final season is built on everything they tried so hard to forget, because in Maxton Hall, conflict isn't just around them. It's coming for them. And it won't stop until both of them follow or fight back. The storm finally reaches its peak. The music drops to a low, trembling note, and everything feels heavier, like the world is holding its breath for what comes next. Ruby stands alone in a dim hallway, her hands shaking as she holds the truth she was never meant to find. Her eyes are full of fear, but also strength. She knows this moment will change everything. There is no returning to the world she knew before this. Across the screen, James sits in the dark, shoulders tense, head down. He looks broken, like someone who has been fighting too many battles at once. His family's secrets, his father's pressure, the lies he tried to hide, they finally caught up to him. And now he has to face the one person he never wanted to hurt. Ruby, the only person who saw him for who he truly is. The music grows louder, deeper. This is the moment where love stops being soft. It becomes a test. We see Ruby walking toward James, each step slow and heavy. She pauses just before reaching him, her voice trembling when she finally speaks. "Why didn't you tell me?" Simple words, but they hit harder than a shout. We don't hear James's answer, only the silence between them, filled with everything they never said aloud. Quick flashes break the tension, a tear rolling down Ruby's face. James turning away because he can't bear to see her hurt. A door closing behind them like a warning, the narration deepens. This time, love will demand something real. Something painful. Something honest. Then the scene cuts to James alone again, wiping his face with trembling hands. He finally understands that protecting Ruby by hiding the truth was never protection at all. It was fear of losing her, fear of becoming like his family, fear of facing the person he loves most with honesty that could ruin everything. Ruby, in another shot, looks out a window, eyes filled with conflict. She still loves him, but she also knows that love cannot survive lies. She must choose, walk away to save herself, or stay and risk everything. The turning point is not loud. It is quiet, sharp, final. This is the moment where their story stops being about the past and becomes about the price of the future. The final season will not wait. The truth is here, and they must face it, together or apart, because from this point on, nothing will ever be the same.